9 out of 10 car owners are getting ripped off at the mechanic, paying thousands for services they could easily do in under 30 seconds. But here's the kicker. Mechanics have been gatekeeping these maintenance hacks that prevent expensive breakdowns. One of these hacks could save you thousands in repair bills, and you've probably never even heard of it. Before you waste another dollar on unnecessary services, here are 17 car maintenance tricks mechanics don't want you to know about. Don't skip. This could literally save your engine. Let's start now with trick number 17. Clean your MAF sensor. Picture this. Your car's idling rough, the check engine light's on, and you're getting terrible gas mileage. You take it to the shop, and they tell you the MAF sensor is bad. That'll be $300 for the part, plus $150 for labor. Total, $450 to fix something that probably isn't even broken. Here's what mechanics won't tell you. 90% of MAF sensor problems aren't actually sensor failures. It's just dirt and oil buildup on the sensor element, and you can clean it yourself in 5 minutes for about $8. Buy a can of MAF sensor cleaner from any auto parts store. Pop your hood. Find the MAF sensor. It's in the air intake tube between your air filter and throttle body. Unplug the electrical connector. Remove the 2 screws holding it in and spray the tiny wire or film element inside with the cleaner. Let it dry for 10 minutes, reinstall it, and boom. Your car runs like new again. But wait, if that sensor cleaning just saved you $450, this next one's about to blow your mind. Trick number 16. ECU hard reset. Your car's computer is acting weird. Random warning lights, strange shifting, maybe the engine's running rough. The dealer wants to charge you $150 just to diagnose the system. Then who knows what they'll find wrong after that. Here's where mechanics laugh all the way to the bank. They charge you for a computer diagnostic and reset that you can literally do yourself in 60 seconds. I'm talking about an ECU hard reset, and it fixes about 40% of random electronic issues for exactly $0. Pop your hood and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Wait exactly 15 minutes. This gives the capacitors time to fully discharge. Reconnect the battery, start your car, and let it idle for 5 minutes to relearn its settings. Half the time, those random warning lights and performance issues just disappear because the computer needed a fresh start. This next one will 100% shock you. Trick number 15. Baking soda on car battery. Your battery terminals look like they've been attacked by some kind of electrical fungus. That crusty blue-green corrosion is everywhere, and you're worried your battery's dying. The shop wants to sell you a new battery for $200, or at minimum charge you $50 to service your current one. But here's what detailers have known forever and never bothered to share. Baking soda and water annihilates battery corrosion in seconds. Yeah, that same box sitting in your fridge right now. Mix 2 tablespoons of baking soda with a cup of water, pour it over the corroded terminals, and watch it fizz like a science experiment. The corrosion is acidic, and baking soda is alkaline. They neutralize each other in a chemical reaction that's honestly more satisfying than it has any right to be. After it stops fizzing, scrub with an old toothbrush, rinse with water, dry everything thoroughly, and reconnect your terminals. Apply a thin layer of petroleum jelly to prevent future corrosion. You'd be surprised by this next one. Trick number 14. Replace radiator caps. Your car's running hot. Maybe not overheating completely, but the temperature gauge is creeping higher than it should. You're thinking it's the thermostat, or worse, a head gasket. The shop's already calculating their boat payment based on your repair bill. But here's the nuclear option that mechanics have been hiding from you. Sometimes it's just a $15 radiator cap. That's it. The cap maintains pressure in your cooling system, typically 13-16 psi. When the cap seal goes bad, your system can't hold pressure, which lowers the boiling point of your coolant and causes overheating. Buy a new OEM radiator cap for your specific vehicle. Make sure the engine is completely cold, remove the old cap, and screw on the new one. That's literally the whole job. If your overheating issue was cap-related, you just saved yourself a $500 to $2,000 hair bill for about $15 and 2 minutes of work. Speaking of hidden secrets, this next one involves finding leaks you can't even see. Trick number 13. Use UV dye for AC system. Your AC isn't blowing cold anymore. You take it to the shop, and they tell you there's a leak somewhere in the system. They need to charge you $150 just to find it. Then another $500 plus to fix it once they locate the problem. They might even tell you they need to replace the entire compressor. But here's the mechanic's secret. UV dye finds leaks in about 20 minutes for $10. You can buy a can of UV dye specifically made for AC systems at any auto parts store. Add it to your system through the low pressure port. Run your AC for 15 minutes. Then use a $15 UV flashlight to inspect all your AC lines, hoses, and connections. The dye glows bright green or yellow under UV light, showing you exactly where the leak is. Most of the time, it's just a loose hose connection or a bad O-ring that you can fix yourself for pocket change. Even if it's something bigger, at least you know what you're dealing with before some shop starts quoting you for unnecessary repairs. Your AC system is diagnosed. But let's talk about something that resets warning lights instantly. Trick number 12. Use an OBD2 scanner to reset. Your check engine light is on, and you're in full panic mode. The dealer wants $150 just to plug in their scanner and tell you what's wrong. Then who knows what the actual repair will cost. Meanwhile, that light is just sitting there, mocking you from the dashboard. Here's what mechanics don't want you to know. You can buy your own OBD2 scanner for $2,500 and do everything they do. Plug it into the OBD2 port under your dashboard. Read the code to see what's actually wrong, then clear it if it's something minor. About 30% of check engine lights are for temporary issues that don't actually require repairs, like a loose gas cap or a sensor that glitched once and reset itself. But mechanics won't tell you that, because then you wouldn't pay them $150 just to clear a code. The scanner pays for itself the first time you use it, and you can check codes whenever you want without scheduling an appointment. But we're just getting warmed up. This next one prevents a squeaky hood that drives you insane. Trick number 11, oil your hood latch. Every time you open your hood, it sounds like a rusty gate at a haunted house. Squeaking, grinding, resisting, like it doesn't want to open. Most people just live with it, or assume they need to replace the entire latch mechanism for $200 plus. Here's what mechanics and techs do to their own cars. They grab a $4 bottle of white lithium grease and oil the hood latch in 30 seconds. Open your hood, locate the latch mechanism at the front, and apply grease to all the moving parts. The spring, the lever, the pivot points. Work the latch open and closed a few times to distribute the grease. The squeaking vanishes instantly. The hood opens smoothly like it's brand new, and you just prevented the latch from seizing up completely, which would have required a full replacement anyway. Total cost, about 50 cents worth of grease. Keep a small bottle of white lithium grease in your garage. Anytime you hear squeaking from hinges, latches, or moving parts, hit it with grease. It takes 5 seconds and prevents $200 replacement jobs. Mechanics know this. They just prefer selling you parts instead of preventing problems. Now let's talk about a fluid most people completely forget exists. Trick number 10. Flush power steering fluid. Every 40,000 miles to 60,000, your power steering is getting stiff. Maybe you hear whining noises when you turn the wheel. The shop tells you the pump is going bad and quotes you $800 for a replacement. You're already mentally preparing for the financial hit, but here's what they don't want you to know. Power steering fluid breaks down over time and becomes contaminated with metal particles and moisture. In about 70% of cases, the pump isn't bad. It's just struggling to work with dirty, degraded fluid that's basically been neglected for 100,000 plus miles. Flush your power steering fluid every 40,000, 60,000 miles. You can do it yourself with a turkey baster and a bottle of new fluid. Use the baster to remove as much old fluid from the reservoir as possible. Refill with new fluid. Then turn the steering wheel lock to lock several times with the engine off. Repeat this process 3 times until the fluid looks clean. This costs about $15 in fluid and saves you from an $800 pump replacement. Dealerships charge $150 to $200 for this exact service, and they use the same fluid you can buy. They just don't tell you to do it until something breaks, because repairs are more profitable than maintenance. Before we get to the really game-changing stuff, do me a favor, hit that like button. We spent hours researching these tricks, and it genuinely helps us make more content like this. Done? Awesome. Now let's talk about something that could blow your engine if you do it wrong. Trick number 9, check oil before driving, not after. You've been checking your oil wrong your entire life. You drive somewhere, park, pop the hood, and check the dipstick. The level looks fine, so you go about your day. Meanwhile, you're slowly destroying your engine because you're getting a false reading. Here's the mechanic's secret that could save your engine. Always check oil on a cold engine that's been sitting for at least 30 minutes, ideally overnight. When your engine's hot, oil is distributed throughout the entire engine, in the cylinder heads, valve covers, oil galleries, everywhere. The dipstick only measures what's in the oil pan, so you're not seeing the full picture. Check it cold before you start the car. Pull the dipstick, wipe it clean, reinsert it fully, then pull it again to get an accurate reading. This tells you the actual total oil level when everything's settled back into the pan. If you're a quart low and don't realize it because you only check hot, you're running your engine with insufficient oil, which leads to accelerated wear and eventual catastrophic failure. This is basic maintenance 101, but somehow most people were never taught the right way. Mechanics know this, obviously. They just don't correct you because engine rebuilds are a $4,000, $8,000 payday. Proper oil checks cost you nothing and could save your engine. You'd be shocked by this next one. Trick number 8. Use high-temp grease on caliper pins. Your brakes are squeaking, or maybe they're not releasing properly and you're getting uneven pad wear. The shop wants to replace your entire caliper assembly for $400+ per wheel. They're talking about seized calipers and major brake work. But here's the secret formula they've been using and overcharging you for. High-temperature synthetic brake grease on the caliper slide pins. That's it. Most caliper issues aren't mechanical failures. They're just pins that got dry, corroded, or stuck because nobody's maintained them properly. Jack up your car, remove the wheel, and take out the caliper slide pins. Clean them thoroughly with brake cleaner, inspect the rubber boots for damage, then apply a thin layer of high-temp synthetic brake grease to the pins before reinstalling. The calipers slide freely again, your brakes work properly, and you just saved yourself $1,600 for all 4 corners. This entire process costs maybe $10 for the grease. New calipers cost $400 to $600 per wheel installed. Mechanics do this maintenance step during every brake job, but they don't tell regular customers about it, because then you'd realize most seized calipers just needed a $2 worth of grease and 20 minutes of work. This next trick is shocking. Trick number 7. Clean O2 sensor connectors. Your check engine light is on for an oxygen sensor code. The shop scans it and immediately quotes you $200 to $400 per sensor, and you might have 2 to 4 sensors depending on your vehicle. You're looking at potentially $800 to $1,600 in repairs. Here's what they don't tell you before recommending replacement. Half the time, it's not the sensor that's bad. It's the electrical connector that's corroded or full of moisture, causing intermittent connection problems that throw codes. Pop your hood, locate your O2 sensors in the exhaust system, and disconnect each connector. Spray them with electrical contact cleaner, about $6 for a can that lasts forever. Use a small wire brush to clean any corrosion from the pins. Spray dielectric grease into the connector before reconnecting. This seals out moisture and prevents future corrosion. Clear the code with your OBD2 scanner and drive for a few days. About 40–50% of the time, the code doesn't come back because the issue was just a dirty connector, not a bad sensor. You just saved yourself $200–400 per sensor with $10 worth of cleaner and grease. Speaking of winter maintenance, this next one prevents a nightmare scenario. Trick number 6. WD-40 on car door lock at winter. It's winter. Your door lock is frozen solid. You're late for work, standing in the cold, frantically trying to force your key in while your fingers go numb. Some people pour hot water on it, which can crack your paint or freeze worse. Others call locksmiths for 100+ emergency calls. Here's what mechanics and locksmiths know that could save you from this nightmare. Spray WD-40 into your locks before winter hits, and you'll never deal with frozen locks. The water displacement formula pushes out moisture and leaves a protective film that prevents ice from forming inside the lock mechanism. Do this in late fall before the first freeze. Insert your key, spray WD-40 around the key while it's in the lock. Turn the key several times to distribute the lubricant inside the mechanism, then wipe away excess. Do this to every lock on your vehicle. Doors, trunk, gas cap if it has one. This takes maybe 3 minutes total and costs about 50 cents worth of WD-40. Locksmiths charge $75 to $125 for emergency frozen lock calls, and all they do is basically the same thing, just after you're already stuck. Prevention is free. Emergency service is expensive. Choose wisely. You'd be very much shocked by this next one. Trick number 5. Throttle position sensor reset. Your car's accelerator response feels off. Maybe it's laggy, or the idle is hunting up and down, or the throttle feels sticky and unresponsive. The dealer wants to charge you $200 plus for throttle body service. Or worse, they want to replace the throttle position sensor for $400 plus. But here's the professional mechanic's trick that fixes this issue 60% of the time for free: a TPS reset. Modern electronic throttle bodies learn their range over time, and sometimes that learned range gets corrupted or drifts out of spec. A simple reset procedure recalibrates everything. The process varies by vehicle, but the most common method is turn the key to on without starting the engine. Wait 10 seconds, fully press the gas pedal to the floor and hold for 10 seconds. Release the pedal completely, turn the key off, wait 30 seconds, then start normally. This forces the ECU to relearn the throttle position sensor's full range. You'll immediately feel the difference. Smooth acceleration, stable idle, responsive throttle. This works because you just recalibrated the sensor's voltage range, which is exactly what the dealer's expensive scan tool does during their $200 service. You just did it for free using the pedal and key. This one will shock you. Trick number 4. Buy OEM parts without paying dealer price. You need a part for your car. The dealer quotes you $400 for an OEM part plus $200 for installation. You're looking at $600 total, and you don't really have a choice because you want quality OEM parts, not cheap aftermarket stuff that fails in 6 months. Here's the secret that dealerships desperately don't want you to know. You can buy the exact same OEM parts online for 30 to 60% less than dealer prices. I'm talking about the exact same part, same manufacturer, same part number, just without the dealer markup. Look up your part number. Most dealers will give you this info if you ask, or you can find it in your owner's manual or online. Then search that part number on sites like Rock Auto, carparts.com, or even Amazon. That $400 dealer part, it's $150, $200 online. Same exact part, same quality, just without the dealership's insane markup. Buy the part online, then either install it yourself if it's simple, or take it to an independent mechanic who'll charge way less for labor than the dealer. That $600 dealer job becomes a $250 independent job. You just saved $350 by knowing this one trick. Your wallet is looking healthier. But let's tackle something that prevents brake failure. Trick number 3. Flush brake fluid. Your brakes feel spongy. Maybe the pedal goes lower than it used to, or you're not getting the same stopping power. The shop tests your brake system and tells you they need to replace everything: calipers, master cylinder, maybe even the ABS module. You're looking at $1,500 to $3,000 in repairs. Here's what detailers do that takes about 30 minutes and costs maybe $20. Flush the brake fluid. That's it. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air over time. Water in your brake lines lowers the boiling point, causes internal corrosion, and makes your brakes feel soft and unresponsive. Most manufacturers recommend flushing brake fluid every 2-3 years, but nobody does it because dealers don't push it. There's not enough profit in it. You can do it yourself with a helper, or take it to any shop for $80, $120. Fresh fluid restores proper brake feel, prevents corrosion, and could save you from a $2,000 brake system overhaul down the road. This entire process costs $20, $30 in fluid if you DIY, or $80, $120 at a shop. Replacing corroded brake components costs $1,500 to $3,000 in repairs. That's a pretty easy math problem. Mechanics know brake fluid should be maintained. They just don't emphasize it because maintenance is low profit compared to repairs. This one will surprise you. Trick number 2. Add high-quality fuel injector cleaner. Your car is running rough. Maybe it's misfiring, getting terrible gas mileage, or has a rough idle. You take it to the shop, and they tell you the fuel injectors are clogged. They want $400 to $800 to remove and professionally clean them, or $1,200 to replace them entirely. Here's the brilliant hack that makes this problem disappear 70% of the time. Buy a bottle of high-quality fuel injector cleaner. I'm talking about the good stuff like Chevron Techron or Liqui Moly, not the $3 gas station garbage, and run it through a full tank of gas. Drive normally for that tank. The detergents and quality fuel injector cleaners dissolve carbon deposits and varnish buildup that's restricting fuel flow. Your fuel system literally cleans itself as you drive. By the end of that tank, your engine runs smoother, your gas mileage improves, and those misfire codes often disappear completely. This is one of those, why didn't I know about this sooner moments. It costs about $15 to $20 for a bottle of quality cleaner, and it prevents a $800 injector cleaning service. Mechanics and dealerships offer professional cleaning because it's profitable. They don't tell you the $15 bottle works 70% of the time because that would hurt their service revenue. Trust me, you'll be shocked by this one. Trick number 1. Use dielectric grease on bulb sockets. Your headlight bulbs keep burning out every few months. Or maybe you're getting weird electrical issues with your taillights, turn signals, or license plate lights. You keep buying new bulbs, but they fail way faster than they should. The shop tells you there's a wiring problem and wants to charge $300+ for electrical diagnosis. Forget expensive electrical diagnostics and constant bulb replacements. Here's the formula that mechanics and electricians have been using forever, while acting like it's some proprietary secret. Dielectric grease in every single bulb socket. That's it. Dielectric grease is a non-conductive silicone compound that seals out moisture, prevents corrosion, and improves electrical contact. Every time you replace a bulb, headlight, taillight, turn signal, whatever, put a tiny dab of dielectric grease inside the socket before installing the new bulb. Twist the bulb to distribute it. This creates a moisture seal that prevents the socket from corroding, which is what causes most premature bulb failures and electrical issues. Your bulbs last their full lifespan instead of failing early. No more corrosion, no more moisture intrusion, no more mysterious electrical gremlins that cost hundreds to diagnose. A small tube of dielectric grease costs $6 and lasts for years. Constant bulb replacements and electrical diagnostics cost hundreds over time. Mechanics use this on every single bulb they install. They just don't tell customers about it because then you wouldn't keep coming back with the same problems. Now you know, and your bulbs will outlast your car. If this video just saved you a couple $1,000 on your next repair, or made you realize you've been overpaying for basic maintenance, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Your wallet is going to thank you for sticking around. Anyways, did you know there are more hacks that you don't know can save you a lot of money? Click this video, you won't regret it.